Welcome back to Bottles from the Deep. Apologies for the lack of videos recently. Aaron and I moved house in the winter there, and video production took a bit of a back seat, kind of getting the house finished and stuff. But we're all good now, and we're at a beautiful Scottish Highland riverside location today. The sun's just risen. It's very early in the morning. The birds are singing in the trees, and it's an amazing spot. We've been here a few times before and found some awesome stuff. So let's see what we find today. And first up we have a Dunragget cream pot, a preserved cream from the Dunragget Creamery in Wigtonshire, Scotland. We've got a few of these and this one's quite chipped, so I think we'll leave it for the next person to find. It's always quite a mystery how these teapots end up in a river. Is it that they're thrown away after a picnic, or are they chipped and then thrown in, or are they thrown in and then they're chipped by the current? I'm not sure, but there's quite a lot of them in here. This one's got a nice kind of black glazed cylindrical body, but I think we'll leave it for the next explorer. Then we come across another one which is made of iron, but maybe a bit more utilitarian and half decayed, but nice home for an eel or something. Next up we have a teacup, and it's sadly missing its handle, but it's got a lovely transfer of an oriental garden, so you can transport yourself as you drink your tea by the river. Over the years we've found quite a lot of salt glazed blacking pots which are a little bit taller than this. We've never seen any of these kind of squatter forms before, and it came with a lovely stamp which says H. Kennedy, Glasgow, and he was a potter called Henry Kennedy, an Irish-born man who moved to Glasgow and started a pottery in the 1860s. By 1870 he had 40 men and 6 boys working for him and became very successful before dying and handing over the business to someone else in the 1890s. So we know this is a pre-1890 blacking pot. I spot an unusual shape in the mud and pick it up, and it's an enormous glass chimney from a gas lamp. Unfortunately it's got a hole in it, so it'll probably make quite a good home for an eel or something, so I'll leave it behind.
Next we came across this unusual looking bottle. It's a Duncan Flockhart & Co, and they manufactured and specialised in anaesthetics such as chloroform. They were self-described export druggists. It's got this applied crown top, and the bottle also has a maker's mark of Thomas Wood, who had a factory in Portobello near Edinburgh.
Another teapot appeared, and this time it's a brown glazed variety, and amazingly it has no chips or cracks, and it seems to be watertight. So it's our first ever teapot we've found, which is working, just needs a lid.
Here we found a stoneware bed warmer. We actually didn't have enough room to take this with us, so we're going to have to go back for it, but I think once we clean it up it'll look really nice.
Next we came across a mystery beer, and wiping some silt off it we realise it's a Thomson Crake from Perth, a local one. Unfortunately it's got a cracked base, but next to it there was a pristine example which seemed to be in perfect order with no cracks, and it's got a nice crisp embossing on the front saying bottled by Thomson Crake & Co, Perth, and it's got a very sort of striking late Victorian lip design, a few bubbles, nice dark green, and I don't think there's a scratch on it.
Jamie came across this lovely aqua bottle. It's a Cannington Shaw & Co bottle from St Helens, and funnily their tagline is glass unexcelled in purity, brilliancy and strength, and it's got this lovely blob top to it.
Just appearing out of nowhere in between the rocks here, the unmistakable outline of a Hamilton bottle, and we'll pick it up and see if it's chipped or cracked, and it looks pretty clean. Unbelievable, can't believe we found one of these. Really absolute day makers, these things, and it looks like it's embossed as well, so give it a clean and we find out that it is a J. Schwepp & Co Hamilton bottle, and it's got the 51 Berners Street address on it, so we know that it's pre-1893 because the Schwepps in London moved location at that point, so it's probably, maybe my guess is around the 1880s, and pretty good condition this one, nice blobby top, and definitely one for the Hamilton shelf.
This was a really interesting find. It's a lung tonic from Hull, an Outbridge's lung tonic. It's this gorgeous icy blue panel bottle. We're really chuffed with this one. The tagline for this company was, saves many lives, the best and safest remedy for coughs, colds, bronchitis, asthma, whooping cough and influenza. So hopefully this lung tonic did its job and helped heal the person that needed it back then.
Wedged safely in between these two rocks and out of the turbulent flow of the river is a lovely ink pot. It's an aqua variety, and the shape we do not really recognise. It's an unusual form with 2 pen rest gouges in the top, and apparently this is a fountain pen boat ink, formerly known as the Scottish boat ink because apparently they always appear in Scotland, and it's a nice form, quite low and square with rounded shoulders and 2 large grooves to accommodate larger sized fountain pens and stylographic pens. This is a first for our collection, and according to Jane from My Ordinary Treasure, The aqua is quite a scarce variety as they're usually found in cobalt blue.
So this is a brand most people are familiar with. It's Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce bottle. I found a few of these before, but this was a bit different. It was a lovely light green colour as opposed to just an aqua colour. So we were really interested in this. So it might be a bit earlier than the ones we found before. Lee & Perrins was established about 1830s. We found a good poster that says, "All dishes are doubly appetising and digestible when flavoured with Lee & Perrins sauce."
Lying under this bit of old carpet, we see the outline of what could be a cod bottle, and amazingly it's not been smashed for its marble. It appears to be intact, and the condition looks pretty good. Let's turn it over and see if it's got any embossing. Very excited to find this, and it appears to be heavily embossed. It is in fact a Macintosh's aerated water from Inverness, and it pictures the amazingly resplendent Highlander flying his little flag which says purity. The embossing on this is quite exceptional, isn't it? It's very, very juicy and thick, and the overall condition is great. It's also an interesting one because it's made in Scotland by Thomas Wood, who was a glassmaker in Portobello, so a nice Scottish bottle.
Another first for us was this extra quality machine oil by the Singer Manufacturing Company. This cleaned up really nice. It's a lovely aqua, another panel bottle. And this would have been used to lubricate the intricate moving parts of a Singer sewing machine.
Here we have, lurking at the bottom of the river, a cobalt blue castor oil in the smaller size. We have a larger variety which we found a few years ago quite deep in a loch, and another one very similar to this which we found outside a Victorian lodge. It's a lovely cobalt blue, and it has a great sort of fade towards the bottom where some of the minerals must have settled. It's a sheer top and would have contained castor oil, which was a popular laxative of the day.
We got very excited to see this distinctive shape in the water. It's the first time we found a poison bottle in the water, and also the first time we found one with such a vibrant, lovely green colour. As you might have guessed, this would have contained some sort of toxic household chemical not to be taken. It's six-sided, contains 6 ounces. The W at the bottom stands for Thomas Woods of Portobello.
Perhaps not as initially flashy or eye-catching as some of the blue and green glass, this Imperial half-pint captures the imagination with its swirling treacle-like body, flowing and creasing as it goes up towards the neck, full of little bubbles and an amazing embossing on the shoulder around its 3-piece mould parts.
Our last bottle of the day was this Hay & Son swing top lemonade bottle. It's from Inverurie in Aberdeenshire, and it was made by the Kilner brothers, who were renowned for their indestructible bottles.
This is the fresh river catch just as it came out of the water, pretty grubby and mucky, but after a good few hours scrubbing, everything came up amazingly well. We can't believe the condition that these were in despite them being in a turbulent river. The only one that was slightly scuffed was the Duncan Flockhart, and the rest of them are absolutely mint. So we're very, very chuffed. Here's them all together. Thanks for joining today, and we'll see you on the next river or loch hunt.